Good morning, everyone. It's a nice early, like 1:17 p.m. in the morning, and I'm doing some Hiveswap. Sorry about saying, "Oh, I'll just do it every other day," and then not doing that. Um, just 2018's like that. I hope you understand. I'm sorry for the confusion. I try and stick to my word as much as I can and as much as possible, but unfortunately, I have to work quite a bit this next coming week. So this and the stuff from like every other day will be kind of intermixed. I will try and make sure that these are posted on Tumblr because I feel like a majority of the views are coming from Tumblr for this. So I'll try and make sure it's posted. Because YouTube won't let you know if you're subscribed to this. I'd highly recommend like, you know, letting other people know or reblogging that, or just letting your friends in your little Discord chats or what have you know, hey, like, dude, he put it up so you can go watch it if you want. I understand if it's like a shame thing where it's just like, I mean, there's a lot of garbage I watch on YouTube that I don't tell people about because I don't know, I'm not like that. Like, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I just watch, like, you know those weird Japanese videos where, like, clearly they've stolen it from other, like, weird Japanese videos, and it's, like, them making something out of, like, styrofoam cups, but, like, all of the sound is layered on top of each other into this just, like, awful cacophony of sound. Just listen to that going to sleep. Like, I know how to make all sorts of weird shit now. Like, that's one of the least shameful things, because people actually enjoy that. But anyway, let's play video games. You crash landed on Alternia 16 long episodes ago, and sometimes you feel like you've been here forever. You've had many adventures and met many Alternians, some, all, none of whom have become your friends. It's a good way of getting around that. But now, for some reason, you have a hunch that you're near the end of your Alternian travels. Oh, are they doing? How many episodes are there? I think I've already asked this. I think it's like 20, 25, somewhere in that region. So yeah, I guess we're getting close. For one thing, you seem to be coming to the edge of the populated region, and you've been walking through all of the that you've been walking through all the time you've been here. For another, the intense craving that has animated you throughout your journey feels like it might be waning. It's not quite gone, but it's like a diner who stuffed himself bursting, but is still seeking that last sweet morsel that will make his meal complete. You're still on the prowl for the very sweetest morsel of friendship. All right, so one of these guys is a liar. One of these guys is just sin incarnate. If I'm gonna believe one of these is a liar and one of these is sin incarnate, I'm believing that this guy's the liar because his face makes him look all. I mean, like, his horns are all stubby and like nice, and you're probably sin incarnate. I'm just gonna, like, based on what people have said, like, I'm gonna hate one of these guys, and I'm gonna take the bet that Marvis is the one that I'm gonna hate. I'm gonna play Falzer first because next time on this shithole channel, that's happening. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to do that kind of thing. Also, I'm trying to delay the inevitable, so, you know, give me a break. Falzer. The night has turned foggy, but you can't see far in any direction, but you seem to be surrounded on every side by bare ground. Hummocked and pitted, almost like... Oh my god, is shit actually moving? Holy shit, there's animated backgrounds on this one. And, like, the graphics, the art style in this one, props to whoever did the fucking backgrounds on this one. Good shit. I mean, yeah, it's just like 2 layers of sprites just kind of wiggling, but you know what? That's... Everything is there and well drawn. I approve of this. You know, it's a visual novel. It doesn't have the best graphics in the world. That's kind of how visual novels work. But props to whoever did this, because this is higher grade than I've seen so far. If you're the same person, you're getting better. Congrats. Hammocked and pitted almost like a weird abstract sculpture and covered with greenish moss. Based on your experiences you've had with Alternian flora, you imagine that the moss is probably poisonous, acidic, explosive, or something to that nature. Suddenly a shadow looms up out of the darkness, making you jump, but it's only a leaning signpost. As you move closer, you see that the sign says, "Welcome to Happy Absence Pit Park." Before you can figure out what that might be, you hear a voice muttering to itself in the fog. It sounds like dirt is being shoveled. Shovel, shovel, toil and trouble, low bloods of the world unite. Oh, are you gonna... Oh, shit. Finally, someone who shares in my, like, need and want to, like, rise these poor people out of their, like, awful drudgery. You move cautiously towards the voice until you can figure out... you can see the figure of a troll emerging from the fog. He seems to be digging in the hard, bare ground. So I guess his thing is yeah. So I can't pronounce underscores. You can barely pronounce the word underscore, apparently. There is a tide in the affair of trolls that is taken at the flood. Leads on the worker's paradise. You clear your throat and hear and the troll turns swiftly. Are you, what's your stick? Are you like, working poor? Are you like a communist? What are you? Who's there? Who's there, I say? You announce soothingly that you're just a poor, wayfaring stranger. Not a ghost or any nonsense like that. You confirm that you are not. Good, because I don't believe in them, and I'm a dialectical materialist. If you're not, and well, if you're not a ghost, who are you? Dialectical materialist. So if only if you can see it, you believe in it? God damn, things must be scary when you blink. You explain that you're a humble alien who recently, well, not so recently, landed, well, so crashed, on Alternia, who's been looking ever since for... Here you blushingly trail off into a mumble. The troll snorts and comes close to study you. His breath is not the freshest. An alien? Well, you are the color of cheese, but it could be makeup. It could be a high blood in disguise. Come to watch the poor little Fonzer Villas perusing his humble profession of pit perturber for some unknown reason of your own. So there's this place in town called Torchy's Tacos, and when I go to Torchy's Tacos, I have to get the trailer park taco, extra trashy. The two of them explicitly. The alliteration only just came to me yesterday when I was there ordering two trashy trailer park tacos from Torchy's Tacos. They're good like that. It's absolutely not good for me. It is a heart attack in like taco form. It's just like, it's like fried chicken as the meat, and then there's like fucking this, there's this like really good like spicy like, it's fucking amazing. If you're ever in Austin or just the Texas region, there's a Torchy's near you, go there. You can get a Torchy's taco, you can get a trailer park taco, but get it trashy, because, like, you don't want fucking lettuce on that shit. Get, like, this shit that just makes, I mean, in for a penny, in for a pound. Fuck yourself up. You know what I mean? I'm bringing that up because pit perturber is also alliteration. I was just thinking about alliteration while I was in line there. Alliteration's one of those, like, lowest bars of, like, humor. It's like, it's not even humor, it's just fucking annoying. So I don't know why I decided to, like, skip out on, like, a minute of this game just to talk about alliteration, but anyway. Fawzer rubs at the exposed skin of your arm to see if the makeup will come off. It doesn't, but he's still suspicious. A real alien would know what outer space is like. Describe outer space to me. So you're, like, that guy. Because I feel like I've known that guy. There's this guy, I'm a little bit hesitant to say this, but I knew this dude in college who, even if you weren't talking religion, he would somehow, like, bring it up and then talk about how he didn't believe in God or whatever, and it's like, yeah, so, anyway, have you guys played the new Smash Brothers? Like, it was never where it was in context. And I have a feeling that this guy's gonna be that guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not especially, like, religious myself, despite being a reverend. But, like, you know, I don't diss other people's thing, and I don't bring up religion unnecessarily, except for right now. Now I'm bringing it up because there's not really, I mean, I guess there, fuck. Coffee has not hit me quite yet, so I become like weirdly philosophical and talk about fucking alliteration. Sorry. You described the attack ships on fire off the shoulder of Orion. And watching sea beams glitter in the dark near Tannhauser's gate. You expressed the belief that all of these moments will be lost in time like tears in rain. It's got to be a reference. Attack ships on fire is a good lyric from a Guar song, but I don't think that's how that lyric goes. These authentic depictions seem to satisfy Falzer. He nods his head and seems to think, but he doesn't appear to be a fast thinker. Finally, he seems to have an idea. Do the cheese entities where you come from have strong consciousness of class struggle? Yes, there have been several books about it, and several books about why it's stupid. It's an entire discussion about whether or not there's even something there. Mostly held by rich people who don't have to deal with it. You have no idea what he's talking about, but there's always a good guess on the right answer on multiple choice tests. You assure him that people where you come from have such strong consciousness of class struggle that they use it to jack up their cars when they get flat tires. The big smile overspreads Falzer's face, and he pumps his fist into the air. Pleased to meet you, comrade. Okay, so he's a commie. All right. All power to the workers. I imagine that finding me performing the honest labor of the working class makes you feel right at home. You assure him that it does. I suppose that you wish to share in the simple proletarian joys and sorrows of the Alternian oppressed classes. You're not sure what proletarian means, but you share joys and sorrows but sharing joys and sorrows sounds hopeful prelude to friendship. I'm going to turn this down just ever so slightly so I'm not peaking the audio. I don't know if that's actually going to work or not. I'll crank it later so that way... Yeah, that should be good right there. Right about there? No, maybe a little down a bit. The sexy good times of me fucking with my mic in a way that you can't see. Maybe you saw that, I don't know. You thinking that you would like to share that kind of joys and sorrows? Easily done, comrade. Here, take this soil perturbation lance and enter into the solidarity with the Alternian working class right now. No, don't thank me. Freedom, brotherhood, and equality is my motto. Conduct your perturbations right here, if you please. So why exactly are you digging a hole? So my understanding of how this culture works now is that you don't have to do shit. You just have to survive until you're old enough to be sent off planet to do whatever your blood caste is supposed to do. The blood castes are still like, in, pecking order, and they make sure that they all hate each other for really abstract reasons. But, again, comrade here would know what I mean. But why dig a hole? What are you digging a hole for? Like, you can do everything you want, and you decide to dig a... You know what? There is something strangely satisfying about digging holes. Like, you can see exactly how much progress you've made. It's hard work. It's kind of fun. I don't know. It's like a weird kind of fun. Not like playing video games, but like, I just like destroyed a part of the earth, and now I can stand in it. We can do things in this hole. Like, start a fire. I don't know. Go dig a hole if you don't know what I mean. Make sure you contact your electrical company so you don't, like, trip a cable or something. But anyway, he points to where he was shoveling, and you begin shoveling there, too. The moss that covers the ground is tough as leather, and the alternative soil is rocky and hard and unforgiving. No surprise there. And before long, you're sweating profusely. But no exertion is too great for the pursuit of friendship. Falzer watches you labor with brotherly satisfaction. Class solidarity is a wonderful thing, isn't it? From each according to his ability to each according to his need. You've definitely read some Communist Manifesto kind of shiz. You look like a walking cheese, but your muscular development is impressive. So, just to pass the time while you labor in solidarity, what do you think of our planet? What has been your impression of it on your visit from outer space? Kind of both. It's kind of awful. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like, rampant and state-sponsored murder is sort of like it's unacceptable, but we all roll with it when it happens. But here, everyone just kind of like, no one pushes it to the side and kind of just like goes, well, you know, oh well, whatever, you know, like, or they hear about it and then they have no reaction to it. So it's pretty bad. It's pretty on par. All right. The feeling comes over you that suddenly that nothing can be as important as the truth. Truth is at the foundation of all real friendship. Truth sets you free. Honesty is the best policy. So you take a deep breath and say that you hope you won't give offense, but that in your opinion, Alternia is the nastiest, ugliest, cruelest, and most inhospitable and most unfair place you've ever seen or heard in your long life of travel and study. Even planets even the plants are bloodthirsty. Even the soil is hard and mean. You've made so many no friends here, but from what you've heard, it is also possible to make friends with lions, bears, killer whales, and other wild and dangerous creatures. In fact, often here on Alternia, you've felt that you've been locked in a cage with a bunch of such wild and dangerous creatures. As you've talked, you watched Falzer anxiously for signs of anger, but you're surprised to see that instead he seems to be loving it. Yeah, I figured he would enjoy that. I mean, he's digging a hole out in the desert. He's not like really, I don't know. I don't take him as someone who's like, yeah, life is great. What about our political system? You've already put your foot in it, so you go ahead and put the other one in too. You express your opinion that the violent, rigidly stratified insectile social structure created solely to generate soldiers for a mad project to conquer the entire galaxy might raise eyebrows in some quarters. You admire natural selection and survival of the fittest as much as the next person, but this is overkill on the Titanic scale. Yeah, I mean, like, natural selection, people seem to believe that it's like, oh, well, you are weak, so we just let you die. And it's like, do you understand how humans survived as long as we have? Like, it's literally because we took care of our weakest, because they have something to, like, provide otherwise. Yeah, they can't, like, lift weights, but who the fuck cares, you know? Roombas exist, you know? We don't need to be, like, I don't know, bench pressing boulders anymore. And if you can't, that's fine. Whatever, you can do something else. And if you can't, that's fine too, you know? Jesus Christ. That's why we have dogs, is because we were like, hey, it's cool, we can pet that thing, you know? Like, everything has some value, even if we don't think it does. Like, that's what humans are good at. Looking into the abyss, understanding it, and saying, fuck off, I do what I want. You know? Together. As you're speaking, Falzer's smile has grown wider and wider. He's shown other signs of approval, such as jumping up and down and whirling around. He pumps his fist in the air. Forward to perfection, socialism. Okay? It's so good to talk to someone who hasn't been hypnotized from Wrigglerhood with counter-revolutionary pap. Someone who sees conditions on Alternia for what they are. Who sees the evil of the High Bloods. Someone who will march the vanguard. I really hope this guy isn't the liar. Because Jesus Christ, like, I mean, like, you do you, man. But yeah, your planet sucks ass. I'm just gonna say it. It sucks ass. You should definitely, like, you know, I don't know, whatever. They're gonna purge you anyway. You might as well try and kill a few. Someone who will march in the vanguard of the workers' revolution to face unflinchingly the onslaught of the aristocracy, perhaps, nay, probably, to die in a hail of bullets, but never turn their back on the people. Oh. Let me embrace you, comrade alien. He does so. He's oily, and he smells like mossy soil and poor ooze. But this does not dampen your spirits. What better preamble for making a suggestion of friendship? Agreeing with people about politics never fails to bring friendship closer. Before you can bring it up, Falzer has first kissed you on both cheeks, continues. But we mustn't allow our celebration of the People's Revolution to interfere with their honest labor that enables us. I'm holding you back from your ticket to the workers' paradise. Please proceed with the soil perturbation. All power to the people, death to the arbitrary hemospectral discrimination. Forward, comrade. Yeah, I actually agree with that entire statement. I've been saying that for episodes now. He waves his hand with a flourish. You start digging again. You wonder what it would be like. You wonder if it would be just as revolutionary if you traded places with Fonzer could do the digging so you could do the speechifying, but you don't wish to disturb the perfect harmony now existing between the two of you. Instead, you use your little Oh, I thought he was digging with me. Like, I guess he only has one shovel. It's kind of weird to bring 2 shovels if you're just going to be there by yourself. Had a friend give me shit once because I only had 1 wine glass. To be honest, the other one's broke. But she said that was incredibly sad, and I didn't really think about it until she mentioned it. Instead, use your little available breath to inquire what all this soil perturbation is in aid of. Why? Coaling pit, of course. Didn't you see the sign? This is the Happily Absence Pit Park. Falzer's Villas proprietor. The Alternia's reactionary tradition is to just dig coal pits anywhere without a second thought. But our revolutionary future demands that we have more respect for the dead. So we've created this wonderful innovation, the Pit Park. So you've made a graveyard. I'm digging graves. There's a clown concert being held not far from here, so I anticipate a brisk demand shortly. Be best to be ready for these things. Grim, but fair. Having a lot of dead clowns lying around rotting on the property is unpleasant, not to mention unsanitary. Get them underground pronto is our motto here at the Happy Absence Pit Park. You're wondering privately whether little class solidarity could be extended to Purple Bloods, remembering your dear friend Pirat when Fozzer suddenly gives the jump. No. That is not ghosts. What the fuck? Grateful for an excuse to stop digging, you turn to look in the direction Fonzer is staring. Leaning on your soil perturbation lance, you don't see anything in the fog, but you ask what is not ghosts. Oh. Was it, page up? Nothing is. I'm a dialect materialist, and if any ghosts come around to the Happy Absence Pit Park, they shall be aware that I won't believe in them, so they might as well go somewhere else. You confess that you don't see anything but foggy darkness and humps and pitted ground where you guess piles of cold Alternian exoskeletons are buried in cold pits. But you don't see any ghosts because there's no such thing, but the past few nights I thought I saw beams of light shining out of the ground. Almost as if metaphorically, of course, some sort of exoskeleton in the coal pit had gotten some hold of some flashlights that were shining them up through the chinks in the soil. Look again, there it is. You see it this time, a column of light that flashes up through the fog and is gone, seeming to come from a crack in the ground, which briefly illuminates the blinding white. Fascinated, you move towards the crack, which is now dark and invisible again. What are you doing? You look at Fozzer in surprise. He seems terrified. You ask tactfully whether he doesn't think that you ought to see what it is. For example, it could be some infrastructure malfunctioning that could blow the Happy Absence Pit Park, fucking graveyard, and all of its inhabitants, living and dead, sky high. You're not even sure that they have infrastructure on Alternia, but one can't be too careful. Well, maybe you're right. We are fearless, revolutionary cadres, after all. You hear his teeth chattering. You move towards where you think the flash came from. Falzer comes close behind you, peering over your shoulder. You can't help but wonder where he'll be in the vanguard of his revolution, is braving... when the vanguard of his revolution is braving a hail of bullets. Very much hope that his revolution, if it ever comes, won't happen while you're around. Just a whole series of lights flash silently up from the ground, making columns through the fog. Fozzer jumps and howls behind you. Non-existent. You tell him there's undoubtedly a logical explanation, though you have to admit that you have had a weird feeling just now about the lights appearing and like momentary dizziness or feeling of discontinuity. But you're more curious now than ever, murmuring comforting things to Fonzer. You start digging right around where the lights you saw came out of. Then it's weird, because you break through some kind of thin crust, as if the soil in that particular place is just a few inches thick over a brittle surface that your shovel goes straight through like old pottery. You wonder whether or not you inadvertently dug into an old coal pit, or what might be a bright light or But what would a bright light be doing coming out of some old coal pit? You know, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I actively decide not to re-listen to these because whenever I do, I'm just like, ooh, that's what I sound like when I'm reading. That's bad. I don't like that. I'm 30. I should be able to read English, given it's the only language I know how to speak. Like, oof. You know what I mean? And I'm just thinking that in the back of my head while I'm reading this. I'm like, Jesus fuck, dude. Should just, like, read out loud random shit. You got recommendations for books that aren't fucking Hiveswap? Let me know. No Chuck Tingle either. Like, guy's amazing. Wish him a happy Thanksgiving last year. Thanksgiving's coming up. This might be coming out on Thanksgiving. If it is and you're an American, happy Thanksgiving. Eat a turkey or whatever. And in some weird way, it doesn't feel like a coal pit. It feels like something more metaphysical. Like, reality itself is particularly thin in that spot, and you've broken through the very fabric of it with your soul, the shovel. You dig around the edges of the hole, enlarging it until it's about a foot wide. The darkness within makes the darkness of the alternating sky seem bright in comparison. It's so dark that the soil falling into it and the part of your the shovel poking into it seemed to vanish completely, as if the other side of that hole, reality itself, gives out. You and Father stare curiously down into this hole. Suddenly, a blinding but strangely blank light bursts out from the hole into your faces. And at the same time, there's a deafening sound which seems to vibrate the very framework of reality. Like a gigantic needle scratching a gigantic record. And then that sound. You're standing in the foggy night holding a shovel that has been handed to you by Father Delays. He points to where he's just been digging, and you begin digging in the same place. The moss that covers the ground... But you feel strange, like you just were standing somewhere else, doing something else, seeing something else. After, images of the blinding light and deafening sound seem to linger in your eyes and ears, but all around you is nothing but dark fog and bare ground, humped and pitted. The fuck? There's probably some, like, very homestuck answer for that, like, oh, well, you know, if you dig graves and you're a communist on this planet, just fucking happens. Just like the upper classes know, and they decide to, like, time travel you back to make you relive communism and digging holes. Like, there's probably very much an answer for why that happens. That's, like, we'll see. You must have had a dizzy spell. You shake it off and begin digging the soil. No exertion is too great for your pursuit of friendship. After all, Father is watching you with satisfaction. Having a Coke to wake me up. I had like 2 cups of coffee and a Coke, and I have an addiction to caffeine. Thought about, like, cocaine the other day. Like, not for fun, but for, like, you know, work reasons. But, it seems illegal and expensive, and I think Tilda would get mad. She'd probably get really mad if I started doing cocaine. I don't even know where you get cocaine. Like, it's not like just a McDonald's situation where you're like, hey, can I get some Coke? You know? If you go and do that here in Austin, they'll just give you a soda. They'll ask you what kind of soda. And then you'll be like, no, I mean cocaine. And then they'll call the cops. Honest work is a wonderful thing. All hail the old regime, right? You look like a walking cheese, but your muscular development is impressive. What do you think of our plan? Or what is your impression? Is it going to do the same thing in a loop if I keep choosing this? No doubt you could have anticipated that blunt honesty like this would give offense, but indeed you seem to have done so. As you're finishing your remarks, Father frowning darkly. So you've come to Alternia as an uninvited guest only to criticize and judge our civilization, eh? Oh no. You know nothing about our society, our billions of years of evolution, our painstaking rise from the mud-dwelling insectile ancestors, political and sociological theories of our statesmen, philosophers, and scientists to make these judgments, do you? Well, No doubt you've done studies establishing what would happen if the hemospectrum groups were placed in different relations to each other. For example, if Rust Bloods were the highest group and the Fuchsia Bloods the lowest. Well, no, but I suppose your planet is so similar to Alternity they have a firm basis on what to apply our preconceptions to us. I mean, yeah, actually, fuck you. I thought we could be friends, but now you're not being chill about this old revolution thing. You're like, I don't know. I think everyone thinks good. It takes one blinding light to turn this dude from communist to, like, dickwad. Not all, but... And you're sure aliens are similar enough biologically and physiologically to trolls that to somehow know that we feel about our society. I thought not. I guess from the very first that you were nothing but a... Dialing it? I don't know this word. I've read it before, but I don't remember how to pronounce it. It's like, dilettante? Faux socialist pseudo-intellectual spouting your ivory tower theories without the least idea of what you're talking about. Well, smarty pants alien, I suggest that you take your cheese-like person, your theories, to go home to your own planet. And it won't be long before her most high imperial condescension conquers your arm of the galaxy, so that we Alternians can return the favor by standing in judgment over your society and your politics. In the meantime, I bid you good Ciderum. With that, Valzer Velez seizes the soil perturbation lance as well as your hopes and dreams and stalks off into the foggy night. Huh. Weird. It didn't really explain what the fuck is going on here. This needs to be cleaned up because I can't tell if like there's two eyes here or if there's two eyes here, and this is the mouth clearly. I think it's supposed to be eye here and then crying tears, but there's nothing to delineate this from that. And you could be like, oh well, it's the line weight, but like the line weight is the same on these two but different on this one, and it's the same as this one and this one, so it kind of just looks like he's got like a weird like insect mouth. But I'm being overly critical of the like end art. And the end art is usually like kind of sketchy and MS Painty. So whatever. Anyway, that didn't go great. I have a feeling that the correct answer is to do exactly what I did, but the second time through choose the other answer. And then I'll get some answer on what the fuck just happened, because that totally changed his personality. Someone was saying that all of these characters are going to come back in Hiveswap Volume 2. Like, we're just meeting them now, so that way we are aware of them later when we actually play that. I have totally forgotten what happened, for the most part, in the actual main game of this. I say that knowing that I've streamed or edited more videos of this than I have the main series. But anyway, next time, Weird Clown Dude, who was alluded to in this one, so I feel like I played it in the right order. Get ready for clowns. You guys like clowns. You guys have weird fetishes involving clowns. Get ready. I'll see you guys then. Bye.